Hello, welcome back into the continuation of our lesson about the present perfect. So here we're looking at the past perfect, right? So here's the drawing that we made a second ago. And as a reminder, this is going to be the present. Here is the past, and here is a point further back in the past, right? So the thing to keep in mind is, once again, in the present perfect, we just have something that happened before now, right? I have done something before any time from at the given point up until now. No problem. I have gone out. This is any time before it's happened sometime. And the present, if I say I've gone out, the present result meaning that I am not out, that I am out now, right? Okay, I'm really talking about my present position. So the idea is we can actually do this sort of, instead of having the present be our sort of main reference point, right? It's really a question of reference point, the time we're really talking about. We can just sort of bump this over, right, and have the past be our present reference point. So instead of talking about something that happened sometime before in the past, we're gonna talk about something sometime before a past time. It's like a double past time. So we're just kind of really shifting our point of reference over, right? Our point of reference is no longer the present, because we're using the past tense. Using the past tense usually in what we could call a narrative context, right? To say that we're talking about a sort of a fixed temporal location, right? We're talking about a sort of fixed, usually successive temporality, right? So in this fixed successive temporality, sometimes we want to evoke something that happened before, right? So when we do that, we're going to use we're going to use the past tense, right? But we're going to use the past perfect. And the past perfect, is morphologically, if you like, the only thing that's really different is the fact that, notice here is our verb phrase have fixed, right? Instead of using the present tense, we're going to have the past tense. You had fixed. So had fixed is the verb phrase. It's a past perfect because we have the first auxiliary verb is in the past tense, right? So when if I say you had fixed the car, and let's say you had fixed the car. So here's ideas. Here is the present, the past reference point, right? Okay. And what we're saying is at one point before the person had fixed the car, and the result in that past reference time is that it worked perfectly. So in a sense, we can think we just kind of shift everything over backwards in the past, right? And I would say it's very straightforward. And this is when we use the Pruske parfait, right? And that's really all we need to say about that, right? We're really talking about not anteriority. Something happened. We're not, instead of something happening before the present time, we're just saying it happened before the past time. And once again, that will be reflected by the use. It's the same construction, have plus verb en, but we just have the first auxiliary verb, right? Have will be in the past tense. Now with the present progressive, we can have a past perfect progressive likewise, right? Here, and I'm a little bit nervous about this. I'm going to say I could say we can once again shift this over in the past. I'm going to write it first. You had been fixing the car. Your hands were dirty. So you can see in these two sentences we changed the have to had and the are to were. So we kind of shifted over to the past. Now here we're going to click on our handy little pen. No problem. So we're going to write a little line here. That's going to be, once again, this is going to be, we're going to do the same thing with the present. I'll just write pres. And here we have our past. So it works really in the same way as with the present perfect, past perfect simple, right? We're just kind of shifting over. I can kind of cross this out, and I can kind of cross this now. We could have 30 minutes before. Well, I'll just cross this out. Okay. So here you had been fixing the car. Your hands were dirty. So once again, this is sort of going farther. Yeah, there's our timeline. It's kind of going up until. So here's the present, right? And notice our temporal, reference point, instead of being the present, is going to be the past, right? So at a given time in the past, the person had started fixing the car here. Let's say at a given point in the past, the person had started before, had continued doing it up until a given moment in the past, and then we're going to be once again focused on the resulting state in the past. And that's also, everything's kind of shifted over, if you were, shifted over from here to here. And that shift will be reflected in the use of the past tense, have been fixing becomes had been fixing. And also, once again, and when we sort of follow up, we're not going to follow up with the present as we do with the present perfect. We're going to follow up with the past. His hands were dirty. We're staying within that those temporal reference points that we and those past temporal reference points that we have, and usually this will be in a narrative situation. Okay, thank you very much.